So welcome back to Blakesden. It's another lovely sunny day here, sunny July day. So today I'm going to crack on with the front quarter panel. So in my last video you saw how I got the wing on. I was fairly happy with that. But now I've got to fill in that gap. So I'm going to take you over to the bench and show you what I'm doing. So what I've got here is I've got the aftermarket front end I bought, non-genuine, and I've got the old quarter panel I'd cut off. And I've just been trying to line it up to get it in the right place, to use it as a template to work out where to cut. And it's fairly straightforward because I think you've got that line down there, which is sort of that stiffener. It's pretty much that edge I need to cut, and then diagonal. I'm planning on cutting that out and then welding that on the car, which might seem like an absolutely crazy idea to do, but let me show you on my Mini Cooper why I think that's a good idea. So as I've said before, it's always good to have another Mini for reference. So if you look down here, so this is the panel I'm replacing. The join down here is going to be hidden behind the grille. So if that's slightly uneven, you're actually never going to see it. This edge down here, you are going to see, but that's on a nice sort of radius anyway. Hopefully it should join up nicely with the new wing I've put on. And then around there, it's hidden by the wheel arch anyway. So, yeah, I think it'd be fairly easy to get it to line up, he says. But I'm not going to know until I start cutting that panel. So I've just got to commit to it, do it, and if it's a problem, just got to deal with it. I've marked up my cut lines with a bit of masking tape. Deliberately gone a bit oversized. It doesn't line up perfectly, this. Obviously this is an original quarter panel against the aftermarket front end, but sort of using the indicator hole, the grill fastening hole, and this hole as reference. I can get it about right. So I think we need to be brave and start cutting this up. Worst case scenario, it all goes wrong and I've just got to buy another one. So it's only money. Right, I'm going to start cutting this. I think I'll use a combination of my air saw because that seemed to work quite well last time, and the angle grinder. So I'll set you guys up and hopefully you can watch me do it. Actually, one thing before I do that, I've just spotted. Aftermarket panel, if you look at that indicator hole, that's nowhere near central in the boss. So that dimension there compared to that dimension there. Check the other side. Looks about right, but obviously when that one's been punched out, it's been punched in slightly the wrong place. I'm not sure whether I'll get away with that or not. Just trying to see how this lines up. It lines up about okay. I think I'll just go with it, see what it's like when it's all together, and probably do some fettling on this to line the indicator up better. So, right, we've got the panel, so just cut it up. Well, I finished cutting it, put on the car, and this is the first pass to see how it looks. Down here, I had a bit of a wiggly line when I was cutting, but I think we can sort that out. A little bit of fettling there, that's fine. Up here, we haven't got a grey fit. I think I need to take a bit more off there. Quite a big gap there, but I think that can be sorted out by angling the flange behind. That's okay, lovely, nice tight fit along there. And then you get round the corner and you've got that. I've no idea whether I'll be able to get that sorted. It's quite a gap. I'm thinking if I fettle these bits first, get it in a better position, I'll be able to see what exactly is up there and see whether I'm just chasing my tail and getting nowhere with it, or whether, you know, I can make this work. So let's get these bits fettled and try again. So I think I'm about there now with the fit. looking okay down that edge. Nice fit along there. That's looking okay. There's a tiny little, just sticks out a tiny bit more there than I want. But basically I've just put 3 G-clamps on, not G-clamps, mole grips on the inside. Got G-clamps down there. There will be a little bit of, say, fettling there, but I think I've got that fairly smooth now. It's quite a big gap. We've still got quite a gap here, but that's okay. So yeah, I think I'm fairly happy with that. I've just been giving it sort of a little tap here and there with the hammer and putting various clamps on and repositioning it and resetting it, and yeah, it fits all right actually. It looks all right. Looks about right. Well, there's a bit more work to do before I can weld it on anyway. I need to paint it all with the weld-through primer on the edges and then the red oxide paint. I need to punch the holes in that plate there, which welds against the inner wing. So that's got some flexibility in, but yeah, it's pushing against the inner wing, so that's okay. I need to put a little sort of plate on the inside of there, reinforcement plate. Possibly do one up here as well. So yeah, a bit more work to do before I can think about firing up the welder. So I've chucked some weld-through primer on this edge here because I want to put a little plate on. I've just made these plates out of scrap. The back edge of that, which is where it goes against the inner wing, and top edge there. I need to punch some holes in this. I've just been marking out sort of inch separation. I think there was actually 2 rows of holes go in, but I can only get one set in with my punch, and the other set I'll have to do with a drill. I'll probably only do a couple or so with a drill. I'm just worried because that's freestanding. It's just going to want to deform, and it's quite an awkward shaped panel to get something in behind to stop it from moving. But I'll get those holes in. Once those have dried, I'm going to weld those on. So that one there goes up here, that one there goes down here, and it's just to bridge the gap. Then I'll put my Bonder rust primer. It's looking a bit sorry for itself now. Put that on the inside. I'm not going to go too crazy because I can get in to do this afterwards. Everything sort of this right hand side of the bracket here you can't get to, but everything left hand side you can. And then the bit of tape on the bottom is just to protect that edge. It's just bare steel, and I'll weld this from the inside. So I don't want to get any rust primer on that. So right, let's get on with that. And that's the 2 little wings welded on, one there, one up there, and the whole thing coated in Bonder primer. It's lovely stuff, this. It gives a lovely sort of smooth, satiny finish quite easily. Of course, you're never going to see that because it's all going to be painted over anyway. But hey ho. I left that edge because I'm going to weld from the inside. So it'll be welded along there. Welded through those holes I've punched there. I just decided just 1 row holes. And then welded along the top as well. So, right. Oh, I've got a bit of extra Bonder primer there. I'll have to scrape back. So yeah, right, we'll get that in position then. Right, I am now ready to weld. I've used all of the clamps to get that in position, and I'm happy with it. I sprayed this with etch primer, if I come around here, just to try and get the shadow line to look right. I had the weld-through primer along the edge there, and it was making the gap look worse. But it's not actually looking too bad. I've actually put that light behind, and you can sort of see some light shining through. So it does need to pull up a little bit more, or certainly those flanges need to come together. I'm going to do that as I weld it. I'll sort of move the clamps around. But for now, it's in a position where I can start tacking this into position and welding it. So I'm not sure I'll be able to show all of the welding on the video because I just don't think I can get the camera to where it needs to be, but hopefully I'll be able to capture some of it for you. I'm halfway through the welding, so I've got that seam done there. There's a little bit more welding I need to put on just to fill it. There's a tiny little sort of step there. I think just a tiny bit of weld down there will be fine. Here's looking quite good. And I've welded up on the inside along that edge there. I haven't ground it back yet. I haven't gone too wild with it because this edge here, I'll need to rebuild this corner, this lower bit at some point. So yeah, and the plug welds are done as well. So I've got to do a really tricky bit now, which if I just hold you up there, you can see the where I need to put the plug welds in. And I've got all the clamps on it at the moment. Yeah, I need to get some of those done, and I think it's pretty much going to be blind welding. I know I need to hammer those flanges together a bit more first, so I'll do that, then hopefully I'll try and film some of this for you. So I just couldn't show all the welding because you just couldn't really see what was going on. So to recap, so it's welded all the way down there on the lip underneath, all the way down there, which I've got pretty smooth. It's going to need a skimmer filler, but I always knew that. It's welded on the behind along here, but not all the way because I want to sort out this frilly corner. And then all the plug welds down here are welded up. And then the plate on the inside's plug welded, so it's not going anywhere, as that proves. So quite happy with that. Welding these inside here was a bit of a laugh. So yeah, basically I was having to get. Hang on, let me just move that light. Yeah, it's better. So I was having to look from the side you are, reach through with a welding torch, and weld it like that, and then I also had to use a mirror to see some of them, particularly the ones right up in the corner up here. So if I put that in there, hopefully you can see. Just about, yeah, they're in there. So yeah, right, happy with that. Next job is I want to run a bead of a seam sealer along this edge, and I want to run the bead of seam sealer along that edge, and then I think I'll put a bit of etch primer on here just to see how it looks. So I'm using this product I've used before, Sticks All. I had some success with it when I did the wing. Also I do want to run a bead, you won't be able to see, but it's where the inner wing and the outer wing meet from inside the wheel arch. So I'm just going to start along here, and I'll just run the bead along. It's fairly easy stuff to do, just keep constant pressure on the trigger. There we are. And then I'll do the same down here. I do this from both sides actually. Actually no, I don't think it'll be much from the other side because it's just the two flanges meeting. When I do this, I need to ensure that I replicate the panel line. I don't want to fill the hole completely. I just want to fill it so it seals. I don't want to make it so it's completely flush. Does that make sense? So I think we're done. Seam seal's gone on, and I've just dropped a load of etch primer on there. So as you can see, it's not a perfect join. I think it needs a little bit more sanding back and some filler on it. But I'm fairly happy with how that's gone overall. One thing I was just looking at is how it looks like with the grill on. So I've got the original grill here, and if I put that on one-handed, so it sits somewhere about there. So I mean, you can't see that join up there. Even down there you can't see much of it, and then you get the bumper on and you can see even less. So I'm not making excuses for a bad job. I I'm not a professional. I've said that from day one. I'm just a guy who's having a go at it in his garage. So overall, I think I'm quite happy with that. It's been quite a boost today. Some days things go to plan and makes you feel really good, and some days it doesn't, and you've just sort of got to shut the garage door and walk away from it. So today's been a good day. There's still a tiny bit to do. I just need to paint over the welds I've put on, the plug welds. But I'll do that when I'm sorting out the valance down there, when I've got the paint out. So that'll be the next job. So as always, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it when you guys leave comments and press the like button. That's really good. And I love having the such a fair few subscribers now, actually. I never thought I'd have this many. Like you say, I'm just an ordinary guy who's just doing his thing. So never set out to get loads of likes and subscribers, but it's good to know people are liking my videos. So yeah, on that, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to comment and follow me on Instagram at BlakeSten. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.